Good afternoon, Year 2. Welcome to Thursday's history lesson, our first history lesson of this term. This term we are going to be learning all about David Attenborough to fit in with our topic Wriggle and Crawl. So the first thing I would like you to do is write today's date and skill into your book, please. The date today is Thursday the 25th of February 2021 and your skill is to create a nature documentary. I'd like you to write that in your book, please, and then unpause the video when you're ready to begin today's lesson. Let's have a look at our starter then. Okay, so what is your favourite animal and why? So I have got a little picture of a panda here because a panda is my favourite animal. They're super cute and very adorable, aren't they? So I would like you to think, you might like to talk to the person next to you or have a little discussion with your grown-up at home or even just have a think on your own. What is your favourite animal and see if you can come up with a reason why. Pause the video and discuss this now, please. Excellent, I'm sure you've come up with lots of lovely ideas then. So over the next 2 weeks, as I mentioned earlier, in history, we are going to be learning about Sir David Attenborough. Do you know who Sir David Attenborough is and why is he famous? I'd like you to discuss this question now, please. Okay, let's see then. David Attenborough is a famous British wildlife filmmaker. His TV shows have helped people learn lots about animals and their environment, the habitat where they live, for over 60 years. David Attenborough is very passionate about looking after the environment too, just like we are in Gold and Yellow class. And here he is. So now I would like you to please go and watch the video where I read you the story all about David Attenborough's life. So I'd like you to pause this video and then go and watch the video where I read you this story, and that video is underneath this video on the school website, okay? And it's also on Discord. So I'd like you to watch this video and then once you've done that, come back to this and unpause it, please, because we're going to be learning all about who David Attenborough is and why he is significant. So I'd like to pause the video and go and listen to that story now, please. Okay, I hope you really enjoyed that story. Here are some fun facts all about David Attenborough then. There is a polar research ship called RRS Sir David Attenborough, and here it is. Here's the ship named after him. He is the oldest person to have ever visited the North Pole. That's a super fun fact. And he was made Sir David Attenborough in 1985, and we saw that, didn't we, in the story that I have just read you. Here are some more fun facts then. He's said to be one of the most well-travelled people on the planet. When he made the documentary, The Life of Birds, he travelled an impressive 256,000 miles. And that is the same, that's equal to travelling around the world 10 times, which is a lot of travel, isn't it? Sir David Attenborough also has more than 10 plants and animals named after him. That's super cool, isn't it? So Sir David Attenborough has been a huge part in the creation of over 20 documentaries. Some of his most well-known documentaries are The Blue Planet, Planet Earth and Frozen Planet. And I'm sure you've all heard about some of those and maybe even seen little clips over the years too. So, task 1. I would like you to answer these questions with your partner. Now, if you're not in school, if you're at home, I'd like you to either discuss these with someone at home, either with a grown-up or a sibling, or you can have a little think about these questions on your own. And these questions are going to be about the story that I read to you in the separate video. So if you haven't already gone to watch it, you are going to need to go and watch it now so that you can answer these questions, please. So let's have a look at them then. What did David collect when he was younger? What did David bring to the studio with him? And why does David care about the natural world? I'd like you to pause the video and discuss all of these questions now, please. Okay, so the answer to the first question then. David collected fossils. Answer to the second question. He brought animals from the zoo to the studio. And the last question, the answer to the last question. He wants to look after the planet and protect the animals and their habitats. Now, habitat is where the animals live, okay? And that's really important, isn't it? So that we don't lose certain animals and they don't become endangered or even extinct. So, we are going today, our second task, we are going to be creating a documentary about animals inspired by David Attenborough's documentaries that he has made, okay? And unfortunately, I filmed this earlier and it had the videos within the video, so you didn't have to keep pausing it and going to find the links, but it didn't work and it was blocked on YouTube. So we're going to have to do it this way, unfortunately, but I know you've all been really amazing with your home learning, so we can overcome this obstacle as well. So please watch the example clips using the links underneath this video on the school website. So you're going to have to pause this video, and then underneath this video on the school website you will see the links to the clips that I would like you to watch as just a few examples of David Attenborough narrating some documentaries talking all about animals that will really help you and give you some inspiration for your task today. So I'd like you to pause the video and go and do that now please, and make sure if you're at home, if you're struggling to do that, you ask for an adult's help. They will be able to help you with that. Okay, thank you. Pause the video please. Okay, so hopefully you've watched those videos then. Your second task, you're going to pick an animal, so this could be absolutely any animal. It could be, for example, your dog, or all the way to a polar bear, for example, okay? And you're going to make your own brief, so a very short animal documentary about that animal that you've chosen. So I'd like you just to have a little think, what animal are you going to make your documentary about? Okay, so if I was doing it, I might do it about a panda or a tiger or a monkey, something that some animal that was one of my favourite animals, for example. So I'd like you to pause the video and think about that now, please. Okay, so hopefully you've got your animal in mind then. So before you go to make your own animal documentary, you're going to have a little think about the following. So what is the animal called? It's really important that we mention that. How does the animal move? So you might be, and when you're doing your documentary, you might get a prop, so you might have a toy. So if you're doing it about a tiger and you have a toy of a tiger, you might have that next to you, and then you're describing what the tiger's doing. How is it moving? Is it moving slowly? Is it pouncing? If you're doing a bug, is it scuttling? Is it wriggling? That sort of thing. Okay, so describing how it moves and what it is doing. What does it look like? So we could describe some of the key features of the animal. What does it eat? It's a really super important fact that we learn through watching documentaries. Where does it live? So what is its habitat? So does it live in the desert? Does it live underwater? You might have picked a sea creature that lives underwater, so you would have to mention that too. And is it nocturnal? Okay, so nocturnal means that it sleeps in the daytime and it is awake at night. Unlike us, we sleep at the night time and we're awake in the daytime. And does it hibernate? So I would like you now to go and make your documentary. Now this doesn't need to be very long, and you can just pretend to film each other. You don't actually have to film each other, and if you are then and you are doing it at home, please make sure you ask your grown-ups permission before you use any technology like a phone, where you are going to, if you're going to use that to film your documentary. But you're just going to briefly describe what an animal's doing and just have lots of fun with this task, because I just want you to get into the into using your imaginations and thinking about what David Attenborough would say if he was to see this animal in the wild. Okay, so you're going to be using those videos that you've watched earlier as a bit of inspiration to help you make your own documentary. So I'd like you to pause the video and have a go at that now, please. Okay, well done. I hope you all really enjoyed that. Okay, time for our plenary then. So what are your top 3 favourite facts about Sir David Attenborough? Now these might be some of the facts that you learned from the story, or these might also be some of the fun facts that we've learned today, or a combination of both. Okay, so I just want you to think, what are your top 3 favourite facts? I would like you to share your 3 favourite facts with either the person next to you or someone that you have at home with you, so maybe a sibling or an adult. And then once you've done that, you have finished today's lesson. Okay, have a lovely day, Year 2. Goodbye.